I'm coming back with a partial with a review of Remnant Princess, a live stream that she did. I'm not gonna be here alone. I'm just gonna do a little bit of it and get out of y'all's way. Let's get it.
No, I'm 20 years old. I don't plan to get married.
Oh, so you didn't plan to get married, but you plan to push out Pitney.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, then. So you plan to be a community box.
Community box. Are you okay?
That's exactly what you are.
How is that exactly what I am? Are you okay in your brain?
You're 20 years old. You're 20. Hold on. You're 20 years old. You're a whole single mom.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
you don't plan to
20.
get married? What does that sound like to you?
20 years old and got a
it sounds like I
child.
don't want to get
Yeah,
married.
but you wanted to open your legs. Hold on. But you wanted to open your legs though.
And your point being?
What does that sound like to you?
Sounds like
My
horrible.
point being, that's a community box.
If that's your opinion, that's your opinion.
It sounds like a community box.
If that's your opinion, that's your opinion.
Okay then. So
it's still lovely out
you
here.
Now listen to her being
mentioned they
passive
love you, but they
aggressive.
don't because you're not a wife.
But they do though. Do I choose
You're not a
to
wife.
Be a wife. I don't want to be a wife. I don't want to get married.
You can't be a wife. You can't. It's impossible for you. You're incapable of being one. That's why you're a single mom.
How is it impossible?
Really take a look at your life. If you really...
The reason I'm a single mum is because I left his dad.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a single mum, darling.
Yeah, you left... Yeah. Okay then. So you chose to open your legs to a man that you clearly didn't want in the end. So you were incapable of finding... You clearly did if you left him.
Yeah, I just said I
You don't leave someone that you want.
Oh my god. I just said I didn't want him in the end. Yes, well done.
Okay then, so it shows that you are incapable of being a wife. You're incapable of being traditional.
Oh, I don't want to be traditional or a wife. Okay, if I'm incapable of that, I'm incapable of that. But I choose not to be traditional. I choose not to be a wife. His dad is very much involved.
You chose to be community boss, just like she said.
His dad wanted the family aspect of it. I didn't want to be with his dad for multiple fucking reasons.
No swearing. So you're just proving
You're
why
proving her
single moms
point.
are the least desired. That's what I'm saying. You just admitted that you don't want to get married. You just admitted you're not traditional, and that's why I said you're incapable. So you're incapable of being it.
How does that make you not desired? That was my
choice. You was born to be you was born to be the least desired. Because the truth is, really speaking, yes, you was born to be who you are. You was born to be a community box. You was born to be a single mom, not to be a wife.
Oh my god, this girl.
The truth is, if you could get the man that you wanted with the money and the looks, who would take care of you, you would be with that man. But you are incapable of getting the reality that you want with the man that you want. That's why you choose to be in the streets.
I'm choosing to be single.
Dumbass.
Okay, and that still makes you...
If I wanted to do that, I could do that, but I'm choosing to be single. What are you not getting about that?
Okay, what are you not getting? That you have the lowest standard in society, and that's why single moms are the least desired. What do you get about that?
Oh my god, you dumb.
No swearing.
Sorry. This girl, man. You're actually not right.
She don't get it.
You just admitted that you don't want to be traditional.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a wife.
Yeah.
But you're raising a child in this society.
Yeah,
Don't you think that's the lowest standard you could have for yourself and that child?
How is that the lowest standard I could have for myself and my child?
Because you have a child.
I would go and get a man, but I don't want a man.
Okay. Don't you think when you have a child you should prioritize them being raised in a nuclear family?
What do you mean?
Oh
Don't you
my
think when you
lord.
have a child,
She don't know
it's
what a
important
nuclear
to make
family
sure that
is.
they are raised in a two-parent household?
I would understand, yeah, what you're saying if his dad wasn't involved, but his dad's very much involved.
That's
At the
not a
end of the
two-parent
day,
household.
like I said, yeah, I'm 20 years old, right? As I
You
said,
shouldn't be having a child
so
at 20 years
like it's
old.
very unlikely I'm going to sit there and live with him anyway because we've got our own. Sorry, I'm not allowed to swear. We've got our own stuff going on. Let me put it that way. So why would I? How does that make me any less desired?
It does make you the least desired because you have the lowest standards. You do not prioritize on being a traditional wife, but yet you have a child. So you choose to put your child in the worst predicament and in a failed household. You are choosing that. You are, hold on. You are choosing to put your child in a broken home just because you can.
Not exactly, no, because it's not really a broken
She
home.
don't get it.
It is a broken home. You're not a wife
It
and you
is
don't
a
even want to
broken
be.
Why would I
home.
want to be a fucking? Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed.
Because you have a child. You have a child. Don't you think your
Doesn't mean I
child
need to be a
deserves?
wife. Doesn't
Don't
mean-
you think no? Don't you think your child deserves to have a mother and father that's married?
No.
Don't you think that child deserves that?
He needs a mother.
Don't you think? Don't you think the child deserves?
After him, that's what he deserves.
So you don't think your child deserves to see what a nuclear healthy family is, but he should, or he or she should see their mother just be a community box, not a wife.
He sees his mother as a good mother and his father as a good father because they both look after him. That's
Well,
enough.
what can y'all not be in the
That's the
same
standard.
home?
So that's the standard.
Can you stop speaking over me because I let you speak? Can you please stop speaking over me because I'm not done?
Go ahead.
Ain't got the nerve to
Right,
have
okay,
an
so
attitude.
I can understand what you're saying. I can see it from your point of view, but at the end of the day, he has a good father, he has a good mother. I don't need to be a wife. That is not the most important aspect. The most important aspect is that that child is looked after, and he is looked after both very well by both me and his father.
Okay then, so this is it. The standard that you're showing that child is the least desired. It's the least desired reality
Yeah.
in society. The standard that you're showing your son is that marriage doesn't matter, is that
Talk
two
about it,
healthy people creating a family doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is doing whatever you want, having a female in your life, getting
Yep.
your cheese clapped, watching
Talk
their mom
about
getting
it.
their cheese clapped. You are setting no standard, no value, no boundaries in that child's life because you just want to be in the streets. That's what you're teaching that child.
Like I said, I'm not interested in being in a relationship. How am I teaching my child that? Just because I don't want to get married doesn't mean that I want to be in the streets. Like,
Well, that's exactly what it means.
No, it's not exactly what it means. I'm happy being single. Doesn't mean I want.
Okay, that's exactly what you're doing. That's if you are literally a single mom. So
I'm not going out here having intercourse with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm not even going out here having intercourse with me. I'm busy looking after my child. So how does that make any sense?
it does make any sense because you clearly was active. You became a single mom. And the only thing you care about is what you do with your nyash. You don't care about the standard that you put for that child. Hold on. You don't care about the child's safety either, because the reality is when you are a single mom, your child is more in danger than it would be in a two-parent household. You actually don't care about, it doesn't matter. The child is still going to be your child is still going to be targeted by people because there's no father figure living in the house. It's not a two-parent. Okay, so if you do your research, right, the stats say that the number one target for, don't use this word, for predators are single moms.
Yep.
Right.
That's how.
In
So they look
America
at
and in
people
the
like you and
UK.
think, wow, she doesn't live with a man. She's all by herself with that child. This boy is going to do great for me and whatever agenda I have. That's how grooming starts.
Right.
That's how they get into gangs. That's how they become criminals.
But all I'm interested in is making sure that my child is happy, is safe, yeah, is looked after, which is what I am doing. I'm not interested in being around men. So I don't understand how that makes me or him a target. Like, would you be able to elaborate on that?
Just because you're not dating men doesn't change the fact that your son is going to be a target. They don't need to date you to target your son. They can target your son without you being there. They can target your son in school. They can target your son when he's hanging out with his friends.
Exactly.
As long as they can see a consistent routine that there's no father in the house, he's a target. And it's just that simple.
I would understand if there was no father figure in his life, but there's a father figure in his life. It doesn't matter if he's in the house.
There's no
not
father
in
in
the
the house.
home.
There's no father in the house. That's more important. They will see a pattern. There's no father in the house. No father in the house means less protection for the child. But you don't care about that. You only care about what you want to do. You don't care about the safety of
They don't
marriages.
care.
You don't care about the quality of marriage. You don't care about how he is going to lack without being in a nuclear family because you want to do what you want.
Marriage is not everything. Oh my God.
And that's the problem with these modern women. They they want to do what they want to do with no order, and they don't care who gets screwed over in the end. In the end, they don't care who gets screwed over. And what Remnant Princess is trying to do here is like, look, it's like, look, you're putting your child behind the eight ball here.
It really it's not that it's everything. It's not that it's everything, but it definitely is the foundation to have a healthy family and a
Yeah, but
healthy
it
child.
doesn't always work like that. You can sit there and you can lay down with someone for 5 years. You can get married to someone. You can have a child. Marriage doesn't always last.
I understand marriage doesn't always last, but at least the ones that got married set the foundation for that child first.
Right.
And they did what they were supposed to do. You have this attitude of, I don't want that, I don't care. So you are willingly putting your child at a disadvantage from the beginning just because you can.
No, he's not as. If that's your opinion and that's how you feel, then okay. But I don't think he's at a disadvantage just because I'm not.
He is at a
At the end
disadvantage.
of the day, he has his dad in his life. His dad, although we're not together, is an amazing dad, and
She don't
I
even
look after
get
my
it.
son. So I don't see how that's him being at a disadvantage.
No, the child is at a disadvantage because the father is not in his life 24/7.
His
That's
father-
that. Hold on. There's children out there who live with their father, and there's your child who doesn't. Who has more advantage? The one that lives with the father or the one that doesn't?
It depends what the situation.
No.
is.
It's not about the situation.
Answer the question.
No. It's just a simple. No, it's just a simple. It's just a simple question. Hold on. I asked you a simple question. They're both in two healthy. Hold on. They're both in two healthy household. Okay. Two healthy household. Who has an advantage? The one that has a father in the house. No, now you're just lying. You are just lying because even the stats say, yes, you are. It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. It's not. Hold on. Yeah. The reason why I say you're lying because the stats say otherwise.
The stats say
Children who are raised, the children. No. Yeah, I understand. But what I'm saying is, okay, your opinion is wrong.
Okay.
And the truth is, I know you are lying because living with your father in a healthy household is always going to put you at an advantage in society.
Always.
Okay.
And you just don't want to admit that because if
And it's been scientifically proven that children that have two-parent households do easily do better than children from one-parent households.
you admit that, then you admit your child is at a disadvantage compared to other children. That's why.
What you think, then fine. But I don't agree that my child in any way is at a disadvantage to someone
Yeah, of course.
like has their parents are married. I don't think that, and I don't agree with that. if their parents are married. I just don't think that, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah, of course you're not going to.
I'm happy to listen.
I understand.
Point of view, but I'm not going to be sat there and called a liar because that's generally not what I like. That's generally not what I think.
This woman is talking from feelings and not logic. This is a conversation where your feelings don't matter. Stay in logic.
I honestly, it's either you're lying or you don't have common sense. Because the reality is, when you have two parents in a household, when you have two parents in one household who are in a healthy relationship, then the child is going to be at an advantage than the single mom. That's just common sense.
Okay.
So it's either you don't have common sense or you're lying.
Okay. Like I said, that's your opinion, but no, you are in denial. You are definitely in denial. Okay.
You're definitely in denial. The fact that your child is raised in a single mom household is being raised in a broken household. It's at a disadvantage in a broken household.
Very much.
Well, if you think he's
and you are choosing that for yourself.
Okay, I'm choosing that for myself. Okay. At the end of the day, that child's looked after. He's got his mum, he's got his dad in his life. He's happy, he's looked after. Like, that's what I see as important.
Still don't get it.
No, you don't see that as important. What you see is what makes you happy. That's what's important.
No, what I see is what makes my child happy, and my child is very much happy.
No. No, you don't. If you
yes, I do.
You don't live it for your child. If you lived for your child, you would have stayed. No, you don't. Because the reality is, if you lived for your child, you would stay with that child's father.
No. It really
you would
does not work like that.
Unless your child doesn't love their father, unless your child dislikes their father. Then the reality is the child wants, unless your child dislikes the father, every child in this world wants to see their parents together.
Okay.
Every single child wants to see mom and dad together, no matter what.
Right.
And you can't deny that.
I can understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, in people's situations are different, and at the end of the day, if it's, if there's a good enough reason to why I left my child's father, which there is, then, I personally, I think good on me. I'm doing what's best for him. I am doing what's best for him, because at the end of the day, my child's not going to want to sit in a situation where me and his father are arguing. It depends on the situation. It does depend on the situation.
Then you need to be an adult and stop arguing. It's just that simple. This is it. What you have with these. Hold on. This is it. You have a lot of these single. You have a lot of these single moms. You have a lot of these single moms who open their legs, create failures, and now they can't be able to fix things. Now it's too hard to have a family. Now it's too hard to be a responsible parent. So the reality is, you chose to sleep with that man, you chose to have his child, you're going to have to deal with those arguments and be an adult about it. But you don't care about the child and what the child wants. It doesn't matter, you didn't try enough, you're 20 years old. I don't even know how old you pushed out that pitney.
You're not in my situation, so you can't sit there and say I didn't try enough because you weren't there. And at the end of the day, I'm not.
No, you did not try enough.
My child in that situation.
You clearly don't mind having your child in that situation because the father is still in that child's life. So clearly the father, clearly you trust the father enough to still be in the child's life, but you don't want to be in a relationship with him.
Because I'm not going to sit there and argue in front of my child. Doesn't mean that he's
then don't argue then.
It doesn't work like that, love. I wouldn't put my child.
Well, guess what? Grow up.
Grow up, bitch.
You grow up yourself.
Put your big girl pants on. Put your big girl pants on. Put your big girl pants on and stop arguing in front of your child. It's just that simple. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Like that.
No, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but that's how I just see it. Is If you are an adult enough to have intercourse and push out a child, then you are definitely grown enough to stop arguing.
Okay.
Just so you can have a healthy household for that child. But you don't care enough to put in the effort to do that.
I have put in the effort to do that and it hasn't worked. So, girl, what do you want me to do? I would rather sit there and him go to his dad's and him be happy at his dad's and then him come back here and be happy here instead of sitting there in a relationship which is not working. Because at the end,
that's why I say you only
for him to see a relationship that's breaking down. I don't want him to see that. I would rather him just be happy.
You do want him to see that because you chose to sleep with that.
Then I wouldn't be in that relationship.
No, you chose. The reality is you chose to sleep with that man. You chose to spread your legs open with that man. So
Exactly.
you wanted your child to see that. You wanted your child to be in that type of environment, or you would have never slept with that kind of man.
Damn right.
Do you think he acted like that? Oh my goodness.
Of course he did.
Yeah, what?
You
what?
just did.
You just didn't damn see it.
Whoever he was that man from the beginning.
Thank
you just
you.
don't know how to vet.
Thank you,
From the
Remnant.
beginning. That's not
Yes,
how
he
it
was.
No, it's
That's exactly how it works.
That's not how men operate. The way that a man is in the beginning is the way he's going to be.
That's what it is.
Okay.
A lot of single moms think between their legs. They don't think with their head.
At the end of the day, maybe you're right. Maybe I don't know how to vet. But at the end of the day, I've done the best thing by my child by not putting him in that situation where he's watching his mum and dad's relationship break down. We get on, we co-parent, we do what we need to do for our child. He's happy. Like, I'd rather him be happy than sit there and watch that. Like.
It just shows that single moms are the least desired because they
Bingo.
rather create an unhealthy environment for their child for their own selfish reasons, and then use the child as a scapegoat for an excuse.
For their failures.
Excuse, what do you mean by that?
Usually the child has a
So what I
scapegoat for
mean
their
is,
failures.
you will say, well, my child is happy, this is what's best for my child, when really it has nothing to do with your child. It has everything to do with what you want.
It does have.
You don't want to, you made it clear from the beginning, you're not traditional, you don't want to get married.
Yeah.
So it was never about what is good for the child. It was always what was good for you. And this is why single moms are the least desired. They are the most selfish females out there. They don't care about nobody else except for themselves.
At the end of the day, and just because I don't want to get married, and that's not something I want to do, doesn't make me selfish. Like,
it does make you selfish because you have a child involved.
Okay, and
you have a child involved.
Like I said to you before, you can be together for 5 years, you can get married, and that marriage can break down. So what?
Hotels.com is where you go to choose from hundreds of thousands of hotels and earn rewards on every stay. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Break down. So what? Like, you don't have
all I'm saying is you just proved why single moms are the least desired. It's just that simple.
You don't have to be a wife to be a good mother. It doesn't mean you're less than wife.
Yes, you do. It does. It makes you less of a woman, and it definitely makes you less of a good parent. Because
so if I don't want to get married, I'm less of a woman. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, in this predicament you are. As a mother, you are definitely less. As a feminine woman, you are definitely less.
Well, at the end of the day, my child's happy. So if that makes me less, then that's fine. As long as
it's not about your child's happiness. You don't care about your child's happiness. It's really not.
Yeah, it really is. And
anything that helps you sleep at night, that's none of your business.
You're clearly not then. You can't talk about.
If that's what you think.
This girl.
The reality is it can give whatever your 20-year-old single mom.
Yeah, okay.
It can give whatever. You are a 20-year-old single mom.
Yeah, and I'm happy.
You was in the street. You was in the street. You was in the street when you was 19, 18. It don't matter what you say. You've already proved the point of the prompt. You've already proved that single moms are not wives. You already proved that single moms are community boxes. You already proved that single moms don't care about their children having a two-parent household. You've already proved everything that I'm saying. I don't even need the stats. You are the stat.
Okay, if that's what
You are the stat that I speak about. You've never been married. You don't care about marriage.
Yes, I don't care about marriage. Marriage isn't.
That's the point. You are the star. That's the point. The number one reason why single moms are single moms is because they've never been married. And I always say it. They are incapable of being wives because they are community boxes.
There are also single moms who have been married and that marriage is broken down. So what now? That doesn't make any sense.
It's not the number one reason, that's why. So the majority of single moms out there are like you, community boxes, not
That's
wives.
what you want to call me. I'm not really that bothered. Like I said, yeah, I don't want to be a wife. I don't want to get married. So what? I don't want to get married. So what?
This is why you are the least desired. That's you have proved the prompt.
Okay. Well, I feel like this conversation just going in circles, to be honest.
All right, well, have a good day.
You have a great night.
Honestly. This is what you
Yeah,
get
that's a tough
with
conversation.
these females. And the only thing she proved to me is that she is a failure. The only thing that she proved
Complete
is
failure.
that single moms are failures. I said it from the beginning. They are not made to be wives. They are not wives. That's why single moms don't get married. That's why single moms stay in the streets. And all she did was prove my point. You have the lowest standard in society. You didn't care about traditional values. You cared about getting your cheeks clapped. That's all these females care about.
That's it. That's what I'm looking for. I can't do this out.
Okay, so we have Soraya, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
I was just wondering, like, what makes you think she can't get married in the future then? I didn't get the place.
Address the prompt first, please. Single moms are the least desired. Do you agree?
That's what it says.
No, I don't agree. Like, why would I agree to that? When single mums are getting married every single day. You're just putting out, like, false information.
Rarely.
You're not even coming with,
Okay,
like,
then.
statistics or facts.
I did come with the fact.
That's all, because me and you both know Loz can get married.
If single moms are getting married,
Can I say something though? Me and you both know that whether or not you have this TikTok going on, Loz can still get married. So I don't know what you mean.
Loz can get married, really. That's why she complains about Jay Huss. Really? She can't even get her own baby dad to take care of her pitney. It's not about me. It's not projection. It's not projection. So you said,
but either way, me and you both know.
because the reality is single moms are not getting married.
The girl's very much pretty, so she's very much going to get married. Like, you can't stop that. Like, this is.
Do you think looks is what gets you married? Is that what you think? Do you think looks is what makes you a wife?
No, does your bad energy get you married? No. Like,
I'm asking you. So then it has nothing to do with looks, then, does it? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good. It doesn't matter how pretty the single mom is. Doesn't matter how cute the single mom is. She will never get married.
The black girl. Are you a black girl yourself? Because the way you're going on it.
Say be okay. Yes,
But
I'm
anyway,
okay.
you
Don't
have-
get upset.
you have
BOK
fun
females
spreading
have the
hate.
highest single mom
You have
rate.
fun spreading hate. You have fun spreading hate.
You couldn't prove me wrong. You're just triggered.
Fatty conversation. Like,
You can't prove me wrong. You're just triggered. You're just triggered.
Who's triggered?
Okay.
Like,
You're
why
just
does-
triggered.
like, you're
I don't mind
so
having a
like-
conversation, but you're just triggered. You're just ranting. You're trying to save these single moms. No one can save them. They're for the streets. No one can save them. You can't save its laws. You can't save any of them. You either prove me wrong or go and rant about it somewhere else. Write me a letter if you care about it so much.
For over 40 years, wherever great sound is in demand, Sweetwater has
Write me a letter if you care about it so much. This is what you get. You females can't prove me wrong. You get upset by the truth. You get upset that single moms are community boxes. It angers you that no one wants to marry them. And to be honest, every man has that right. Why would a man want to marry a single mom? What value is he?
Yeah, why would a man want to come into a dynamic where he really has no say so?
Going to get? There's nothing valuable about a single mom. Her baby dad bust inside her. What, do you really think people want to eat off a dirty plate? Is that what people really think?
Hello?
Yes. Is it Monet?
Yeah.
Monet?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good.
Okay, can you please address the prompt?
Yeah, single moms are least desired. I don't think that's true. I know, like, some men that I have dated, like, if they have kids, you know, they don't mind combining families. And then also, I know, like, some men, if they don't have kids, you know, they don't want to take on a single mom because that's not their children. So they rather just meet someone that they can have children together to upbring their own children. But there are men that, you know,
Okay,
they want to
then.
marry single moms.
Okay, so for
Why
the
am I
single
still
dads,
single?
I mean,
Why am I still single?
hold on,
So
don't worry,
I'm single?
don't worry. Okay, you can answer that question, but please don't address the comments, okay?
Okay.
Go on.
Someone was like, why am I
What did you
still
want to say?
single?
And then I'm gonna address.
I'm still single because I know what comes with being in a relationship. Like, I can be married and have a guy be a provider, take care of my children, but it's just that the way men's mind are set up this ways, I just don't want to be married to someone that I have to, like, walk on eggshells. I'd rather be single. That's just my choice.
Okay, so it doesn't.
She's
Okay,
so
so
full of
what about
shit.
the child's father? What about the baby dad?
It was a situation that I had to, like, escape from.
That's what they
It's
all
like
say.
some, like, when they
Okay,
try to
then.
when they try to blame women.
That's what they all say.
I mean, like, oh, you chose that baby father. Some women you can't really blame them if they're, like, in a dangerous situation, you know?
Okay, so it just sounds like a whole bunch of trauma dumping about to happen.
Yeah.
So, moving on from that, the reality is single moms are not getting married. Single moms are not seen as wives. The only men that want single moms is just to clap her cheeks, not to marry her.
Sad but true.
I think I'm being rage baited because I don't know. I don't think that's true.
I mean, take a look at the number one reason why
I think
single
it
moms
depends
are
on.
single moms.
I think it depends on the type of men that you date. I wouldn't just date a man that wants to have sex with me. Like, no, I'm not gonna.
Say smacks.
Yeah, smacks. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, as a single mom, have standards still. Yeah, no way. I'm sorry, I cannot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I can't.
Like, no.
Single moms don't have standards because if they did, then they would have found the right man and got married.
Bingo.
When a single
Bingo. Marry before you carry.
mom says she has standards, I honestly feel like it's an insult to my intelligence because women with standards make sure they find a husband first, not end up being a
Exactly.
single mom.
Again, marry before you
Is this a
carry.
joke? Like,
It's not a joke.
I
I'm just
think
telling you.
is.
I'm just telling you how it is. This is what happens. A lot of
Yeah,
females can't be able to take what I'm saying. I can't take a single mom serious telling me they have standards when they couldn't even find a husband first before pushing out a child.
Yeah,
I
used
can't
to be
take
married.
that. I can't take
used
that
to be
reality.
married, so I think yeah, I think this.
So you initiate the divorce.
Yeah, but I think this is a page for like trolling. So I'm like, I don't.
What?
What you're saying is like not really true, and I think that you're just trying to like rage bait people because there's
I'm not
no.
trying to
Wow.
rage bait anyone. The fact
Really?
is if you as a single mom, you
This right here is about to be shame, guilt, insults, and it need to be right.
choose to be with this man, you choose to be in a relationship, choose to be in a marriage with this man, and then ultimately you are the one who ends the relationship, you are the one who destroys the relationship. I can't take that serious. Where was the standard from the beginning?
Exactly.
That's the question.
She had no standard.
Okay, so before I introduce the next panelist, I'm just going to acknowledge the super chat. Eric Jordan, thank you, said married, single moms and divorced because she was bored. Facts on facts. Eric Jordan said, that's cap, you chose a pookie that pump
Damn
and dunk
right.
you, ma'am. Yeah, a lot of these females are in denial. Just be spreading the legs open. Okay, so welcome. Miss D, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Thank you. Hello. I was listening in and I agree with some of the statements that you've made. However, it's not right. You can do whatever you want, but it's not right to generalize in regards to, single moms, because there are single mothers that are single for uncontrollable factors, like their partner may have passed away, or like the other young lady said, she was married and divorced, and whether she initiated the divorce or not, it may have been a situation where the partner was, possibly abusive, or
And of course, she's gonna try.
Please.
Sorry, what did I say?
Say AB, please.
AB, and what does that refer to?
Abusive.
Okay, so right, the partner could have been AB. It could have been it could be a number of different factors that could ultimately lead a woman to be a single mother. It may be a more productive conversation to address the fact that so much emphasis is put on, like, a woman's value is not based on if she's married or not, or if she has a husband or not. I think that whole scenario, that whole.
I figured she was gonna do
Using the
this.
Status Pro X, the perfect earbud for drummers. Status spent years obsessively engineering this earbud.
That whole thing is just way overrated. It's 2026 now. I mean, at the end of the day, a female, if she chooses to be, that should.
So you're saying that being married in today's time is overrated? How?
Why is it so important is my question. Why is it so important for her to be married, or for her to be concerned about if a man will marry her if she's single or not?
See, this right here is one of these women that do not care about the family unit. That's what you got here. When women no longer care about the family unit, the community crumbles. It's just that cut and dry.
That's my question.
Okay, so I want to make this clear. When I'm talking about single moms, we are talking about the majority. The majority, the main reasons why single moms become single moms. So the minority are the widows and the ones that have been AB'd. So I exempt
Yeah.
that because that's not the majority, and those are the extremes. So the reality is the majority.
And that's another thing that modern women like to do. Modern women love going to the extreme for no reason.
The first is the ones who had children outside of wedlock and the divorcees. Now, those two matters because they are the ones who chose to create a broken home.
Exactly.
Now, why is there so much so
I'm sorry.
go on. No, I was going to answer your question.
I was going to ask a question too. You go first.
No, go on, go on.
My question was, okay, so two-part question. So a commenter has suggested that 2026 doesn't change value. Most definitely.
Don't worry about the comments. Don't worry about the
Okay,
comments.
all right. So, well, I just addressed it because it kind of goes along with my question as well. The majority and the minority statement, I agree 100%. However, it's still the question of why is it so important for a woman to be caring or to care if a man wants her or not, to marry her or not, in regards to her being a single mother. That's a part, because there are a lot of single women out there right now that don't have any children, that can't get a man to marry them either. So I'm just trying to, I'm really
Ma'am, you're
impartial in
moving
the
the
situation.
goalposts.
I'm married. I have, my kids are
Ugh.
happy, but I don't think
This
that
lady
it
is
would be
moving the
unhappy
goalposts
or it
all
would be
over
a
the place.
broken family, that term that's used, if I wasn't. But that's not really the issue here. I'm still just trying to figure out or get your opinion in regards to why is it so important? Why does a woman's value decrease because she has children and she's not married? When there are women out there that have no children and are still not married.
Yeah, the women, the females who have no children, are not married, are actually just much more smarter than a single mom, because they understand, well, at least if I'm going to be a failure, then I'm not going to bring a child that's going to fail with me. They understand that children need commitment. They understand that children need two parents. So a lot of these single females at least have enough common sense to not get pregnant before pushing out a child outside of wedlock. The reality is marriage is important because it sets a healthy foundation for those children.
Bingo.
So you lose value as a woman. So you lose value as a woman when you push out a child outside of wedlock, because it shows that the priorities for the child was never there to begin with. You did not prioritize who you were sleeping with, and you clearly didn't prioritize traditional values when that child came into this world.
But traditional values are not so traditional in today's day, because men themselves, men on the whole, their values are not the same either, right? So if we're going to try to compare apples to apples.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a goalpost mover.
Here, and we're working off of the traditional values from maybe our parent. I don't, it depends on what age group you're in, but let's just say your grandmother's days. Okay, like it's a lot different in that aspect, where at the end of the day, even if you're gonna say that the child's life is gonna be affected negatively based on the fact that the female made a mistake or went into a relationship, became impregnated, which she did not do on her own, right? So that narrative kind of is shaky as well. It takes two. Is the owner had a child in wedlock, and for whatever reason that relationship diminished, does that mean that the child now becomes a failure, or the woman is not capable of raising that child on her own and be successful? Like, a lot of what
Yes.
you're saying is
Yes.
yes. Even if the father passed away and
Yes.
she couldn't control that, the child.
I just told you, I don't talk. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the widow, and I'm not talking. Hold on. I'm not talking about the widows. I'm not talking. Hold on. Wait. No. Overall, we cannot deny the fact that having a man in the household puts the child at an advantage in life.
Thank you.
Okay, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how they lost their father. Okay, the father being there puts the child at an advantage. That's just a fact. Now, if you take away the fact that maybe the father passed away or the father was an AB, guess what? It gets even worse, because now that's a choice that you made to put the child at a disadvantage. And another thing that you also mentioned, another thing that you also mentioned was how the men are not traditional. That's a damn lie. There is enough men out there.
Men are way more
women
traditional
to
than
find
women.
traditional men. Majority of men are not even fathers. Majority of men don't even have children. So
Bingo.
really what you got is a bunch of baby mamas
Yep.
just opening their legs
Yep.
to this, opening their legs to the same guy, to the same guy that's impregnating multiple females.
Bingo.
Okay, so we're dealing with like a certain group of males then, because based on what you're saying, these females are being impregnated by the same small group of men.
Yes.
Yes, they are. That's literally what's happening. Do you really think it's a coincidence when you hear one guy who has multiple baby mamas and they only all have one baby dad?
That is definitely a thing. But I also think it depends on, again, it takes two. So if the male is, how do you know that the male is not going into the relationship with the intention to do this, like to just impregnate a female? So, and then that makes it like, and
How are you going to blame the man for getting you pregnant? How?
he's not saying that, right? So you're in a relationship. I would say personally that if a female is in a relationship with a man for, let's say, a year or 2 years, and she becomes pregnant with an engagement, let's just say, and then finds out that that male is not the right person for them, then how does that work? Is she still a failure? She's still just
Yes, she a failure.
Yes, she failed. The best
She's
way,
a failure,
the best way to actually navigate these relationships is just keep your legs closed.
Yeah,
The
basically.
man, eventually, the man is just going to reveal himself. Now, the reality is, yeah, it takes two to tango, but in 2026, women have rights. Women can choose to unalive unborn babies. Women can choose not to be mothers, so men can do the same thing as well. If a man doesn't want to be a present father, he doesn't have to be.
Well, it's definitely a concept, I guess. I just feel it's a generational thing, though. I feel like I've heard a few of these types of conversations going on, and it seems to be individuals that are 35 and younger that have this ideal that it's the onus falls on the woman, and to generalize
It does.
females, well,
It is on the woman.
I beg to differ, because as you just said, and it's undeniable, it takes two to tango. And in most cases, 98%, I would say, a man does not court or try to date a
Yeah, but
female
then it doesn't matter. Then why are they sleeping with a man that doesn't court? Why are you sleeping with a man that clearly
Exactly.
doesn't care about marriage? And the truth is,
after 2 years, what's
it doesn't matter.
So how do you know? Are you a female? You're a female, right?
It doesn't matter.
You're
The
gonna
reality.
Let's just bring it home for a second to a personal standpoint. Okay? I know from my standpoint, I'm curious to know your standpoint as a female, not married, dating. How do you know, and how long? What is the time frame that you would feel is appropriate to say that you know someone? Because in my opinion, you never know someone. You could be married to someone for 5, 10, 15.
See, this is proof this woman does not know how to vet whatsoever. She does not know how to vet.
15 years, and then realize at some point throughout that time frame that that person is not the right person
Then
for
the
you.
person then the person didn't vet properly. Then
Bingo.
the reality
You didn't
is
vet properly.
within no you can know someone. You can if you take the time to learn about their values without opening your legs, you will learn everything you need to learn about that person within 2 years max.
Yeah.
It's very easy. It's listen, men are not Einsteins. We're not doing brain surgery. Okay? This is not we're not doing brain surgery.
So you are a man.
Okay? We're not a bunch of mini scientists.
Okay, that's right. So it's a basic.
We're all just human beings. We're all just human beings. We all have flaws. It's very simple. Vet the man properly and keep your legs closed.
Bingo.
Well, again,
Then you will learn who the man
as
is.
I said, I am married, so I'm speaking to you from the perspective of a married woman over 15 years, okay? And I am telling you indefinitely that it is impossible to vet an individual that you are planning to have life with, because you are not vetting.
It's not
their job.
impossible.
You're not looking at a resume to say, okay, do they have you're looking at the dating period gives you an idea of the person's mindset, and if you're compatible and so forth. So that's where I agree with you in regards to what you're saying about not having sex in that time frame, because we all know how children are made. However, once you pass a certain stage, 2, 3 years of being with that individual, possibly even engaged to be married, and then after that marriage, it can still happen, or before the marriage, I should say.
Then you failed. Then the person
Thank you.
failed.
You failed.
This is not
The person
about-
failed.
This is not passing.
The person
or failing.
failed.
This is life.
It is failure, because there are marriages. There are women out there who are happily married to the person that they wanted to be with, and there's no surprises. There's no shocker. Yeah, there's life, but there's not. No. People don't change. And this is what a lot of females do. A lot of females
People
love to
don't
use the
change?
excuse, no, people don't change.
People
The
don't
only
change.
thing that
What
happens,
changes?
no, it doesn't. No, nothing changes. You just become who you are. That's all that happens.
Yep.
Your true colors show. That's all
Bingo.
that happens. Your colors doesn't change. You don't change. You just become who you are. So if the female failed to learn who the man is, then clearly she probably wasn't even ready to be dating.
Yep.
She probably wasn't even ready to be courting. If you can't be able to know how to vet, then you shouldn't even be courting or talking to a man. Figure out how to do
Bingo.
that first.
Learn to vet properly.
It's just that simple.
You definitely have valid points, and again, my curiosity stems from the newer generation, because this seems to be more of a hot topic on that scale, 35 and younger. And I'm just questioning the part where all onus falls on the woman. So at no point in time does a male have the responsibility of this vetting process. No. They just do whatever they want. And if a child comes into play, correct me if I'm wrong, if a child comes into play, it was the female's fault that she didn't vet, and she opened her legs and she did all of these things, right? I'm just curious.
Well, let's be honest, right?
Mhm.
If a man engages in intercourse with a woman and he doesn't marry her after she got pregnant, was he ever planning to marry her?
Hell no.
You would have to answer that question. This is your narrative.
It's a no. It's a no. If the man didn't marry her,
Yeah.
it's that simple. Men know when they want to marry you. Your wife,
Exactly.
you should know that. You should know. You should know that as a wife. If
No.
you should know that.
We're not going to turn this into a banter.
I'm not. I'm just. I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Where you guys might.
I'm just saying. I'm just. Hold on. You.
And look, and y'all hear this woman now talking about, I'm not here to banter. That there was so passive aggressive. Man, just straight up passive aggressive.
Hold on. You.
I slept with my husband before.
Okay then. Hold on, Miss D. But you wanted to let me know that you've been in your marriage for 15 years. So as a wife for 15 years, you know damn well when a man wants to marry you, he will. So if he doesn't marry that female, then he never was going to. And that's the point.
Right.
So the reality is he was only there to clap cheeks.
Bingo.
He has the privilege of not carrying the child for 9 months. He has the privilege of not pushing the baby out after 9 months. He has the privilege of not choosing whether he keeps or unaliving a baby. That's just how nature is. That's how nature made it. So men can be able to pump and dump. The responsibility goes to the woman because she is the one who holds the most responsibility. If you do not care enough about your own womb to make sure who this man is busting inside you, then you was always going to be a single mom. You didn't care about your womb enough. You cared about getting your cheeks clapped.
But that's the part. That's where, I agree with a lot of the things you say, but then you go real, negative. And that's the part where I say to myself, okay, if you were to look at it from a different perspective about this, what is it? What is this phrase that you're using?
Female?
No,
clapping
cheeks. The cheeks and the dumping, slump and dump, whatever. All of these terms that you're using, right? They carry a negative undertone, and it's directed to the female only because the male was born a male. Okay, I don't know about the privilege, but it's just what it is. It's nature. Okay, so we'll just use I will use that term. Not necessarily a privilege, but it's nature. And with that being said, in nature overall, again, there is no way for one to know what the future will hold, right? And this is why I feel that
she's trying to make excuses.
It's somewhat unfair for you or anyone else to use words like fail and she did it on purpose and things of this.
Ma'am, life ain't fair. If you don't like what this woman is saying, wear a damn helmet.
Or I should say not on purpose, but she was not smart enough to do what exactly? Wait 5 years or wait 7 years? Because again, there are females in relationships.
And I want to go back to something that Kevin Samuel said one time. It's that women need to start gatekeeping their womb. And he was right. And when Kevin said that, he got blasted for it. Even though it was the truth.
With no children that are in relationships for long periods of time with a male that, again, like what you said, if a man is going to marry you, he knows that he's going to marry you. So there's just
and those women are smarter. The reality is single moms are just not. So the reality is single moms are just not that intelligent. They're just not that intelligent. That's the truth. Because if they was, they would have never became a single mom.
Right.
No. It's not my truth. That is. Hold on. That is what it is. They're just not that intelligent. Okay.
The Miss D lady got triggered now.
They somehow because if we really take a look at it, right? Even a woman's body, she knows when she's going to get pregnant. You can only get pregnant when your egg is released. It's just simple. It's just simple biology. If you're not ovulating, you don't get pregnant. So the reality is, no, you need an egg to get pregnant. You can't get pregnant without an egg. Like how that's literally that is the only way you get pregnant. That's the only way you get pregnant is with an egg.
Just clarify that for you. You are.
Why is this woman trying to argue biology? This is so effing stupid.
Are correct. However, ovulation is a higher chance of getting pregnant. You can also be impregnated when you are not ovulating, okay?
Hold on. The only time, no, you can't get pregnant without ovulating. That's impossible. No egg, no pregnancy. What are you talking about? That's a damn lie.
Okay. So it's not a lie.
It is a lie. You cannot get pregnant. You can't get pregnant. Listen. Hold on.
Female can become impregnated.
She can't become pregnant without ovulating. That's a damn lie. That's how biology works. You need an egg. If there's no egg, there's no baby.
Okay. So, well,
it's just that simple. So the reality is,
I would leave it at that because
it is a damn lie. Because if there's no egg, then you're not ovulating. If there's an egg, you are ovulating. It's simple.
So I'm explaining to you, okay, that a female can become impregnated slightly prior to that window and slightly prior after that window. So there are.
Then she's ovulating. That's it. It's that simple. No. She's ovulating. There's no prior or after. She's ovulating. No. That is the issue. No, that is the issue. No, that is the issue because a lot of these females. Hold on. No, I'm not making it anything. Hold on. What you know? No. This is relevant. It is relevant. Miss D. I was still speaking.
We're working with that.
Okay. I was still speaking. No. It is relevant because a woman knows it is. Hold on.
I'm not going to back and forth about that fact. What you were saying.
Yeah, because you're wrong. You're wrong, and you don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit that single moms choose to be pregnant. They choose it. They choose to be stupid and open their legs.
Right.
It's just that simple, and you're in denial about it. And as a wife of 15 years, I don't know why you can't just get with simple logic.
This is not about me. I am talking. That's what I told you when I got up here. I said to you, I'm here to get the mindset and the perception of the younger generation, because in our generation, we didn't.
And I'm telling you, a woman knows, and I'm telling you.
Terms towards if you.
No, we're gonna use these negative terms because being a single mom is a negative reality. We are going to use negative terms because everything about single moms, no, it's not my reality. That is their reality because their sons come out to be criminals. They either become homeless. 71% end up being teenage pregnancy.
Right.
Okay, they drop out of high school before they even finish. So over 85% have dysfunctional behavior. What are you talking about? Everything about a single mom's livelihood is negative. Do you not know that single moms, compared to every other woman, unalive themselves the most? So you're saying that I'm making these negative words. Everything about being, hold on, these negative.
Here's something else I don't get about modern women. Why can't modern women accept the brutal truth? They can't do it.
Negative connotations. Everything about a single mom household is negative.
I never said that you're making it. I said that you're choosing to run with that, right?
No, I'm not choosing that. That's the reality. That's the reality. If you take a look at the stats, the single mom stats, everything about their reality is negative. So there's nothing positive for me to say. If I say anything positive, I'd actually be a liar.
Well,
I'd actually be a liar.
When you are referring to, and again, as I said, when you are at a certain stage of life, your perception is a little different. And I just look at it because I'm saying to my I was listening in, and some of the things that you were saying to me was it's negative, and it can be negative and there can be positive as well.
No, there's nothing
It's supposed to be negative, you dumbass. It's supposed to be negative. The fuck's wrong with you?
positive about single moms. That's a lie. There's nothing positive about single moms. This is the issue with you aunties. You aunties love to lie to the younger generation, and I can't stand it. You aunties, you're married your whole wife, and you want to tell me that being a single mom isn't negative? It's not a different perspective. You just what you want to do. No, you're comfortable pushing up this degeneracy. That's what you are. You're comfortable lying to the younger generation. You're way too old to be telling people these type of lies.
No, I'm not telling any lies. I'm just saying.
Yes, you are. You are out here saying that, oh, it's not all negative. Everything about being a single mom is negative. You're a whole married woman, but it's not an opinion. No. It's not, and your opinion is wrong. Your opinion is wrong.
I know females that are single and chose to be single and have
and guess what? They are failures as well. Yes, they are failures. They chose to be single moms. If you choose to create a broken home, you are a failure. You are a failure. It's just that simple. I get it. Your friends are failures, so you want to stand up for them. I get it.
Rem, I'm open to going down that road with you, and what is exactly determines the failure in your opinion?
Because the fact that it's not a two-parent household. The fact that yes, that's what makes it a failure, because now the child is automatically put at a disadvantage.
Okay.
Automatically.
If that female that has that child is in a home with like obviously a male that is standing in as that father, does that also mean it's not the child's biological father or even necessarily the female's partner? Is that still a failure?
Of course, because if you take a look at the if you take a look at the stats, stepdads are more likely to actually harm the child than the biological father.
Which is true.
Well, I wasn't really referring to a stepdad. I was just referring to a male in the home that plays that role of a father.
It's not the father. It's just that simple. It's not the father. The child needs a father.
Why is she not getting this?
Not an uncle being a father, not a brother being a father, not a grandpa being a father. The father.
All right. Well, it was quite informative,
and look at her about to rage quit. This here is about to be a rage quit. Listen.
I appreciate you giving me the time to, question and query the.
Why do they always rage quit when they can't win the argument? They rage quit.
This whole narrative that I hear going on around here, but just to go back one step in regards to our generation lying. Again, with age comes.
Okay, then.
We look at things a little bit differently.
Yeah, and okay.
This is your thing. I get it.
All right then. Thank you, Miss D. But you're just lying right now. But thank you anyways.
I haven't lied about anything.
You definitely have. But thank you. So
the way that Remnant Princess said you're lying, that you're a liar, and kicked her off. That was so damn funny. She kicked her off instead of her rage quitting. Oh, that was so funny.
I'm going to introduce the next panelist, and I'm going to.
Okay, I'm going to end it here. I hope y'all enjoyed this little small review of a live stream from Remnant Princess. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all again soon. Peace. Enjoy your night.